Hi there. How you doing?
On your way here?
Great.
Oh, yeah. Is the Wi-Fi just going to capture with it? I think it is. I think it's 4 seasons. It's capital. All right. I'll try next time. I'm going to use the hotspot for this one, but we'll see about tomorrow. Four seasons, no problem.
Welcome, folks, to the live stream. Coming to you live from Owatonna, Minnesota. Beautiful Owatonna, Minnesota. The Dudley Auto Rink, located inside the Four Seasons Center on the Steele County Fairgrounds. And today we have the inaugural game, the first game of pool play here in the O-Town Showdown for your u10b1 Blue Spartacats. Locking horns today with the white-clad, the home whites, wearing Owatonna Huskies. Spartacats going from right to left on your device. Nelner going to give chase to that one. Looks like Nelner, Nurka, and Marcel are your starting forwards, and an early save there for the Huskies. With 11:40 to go, just underway here from Owatonna. Olsen and Kron, your defensive pairing. Jay War in goal for the Spartacats. Jay War will be handling this entire game, as Wilhelm has a school function. Huskies trying to break it out, far corner. A little bit of conflagration there. Punched back in by Kron. Nurka will give chase. Olsen steps up, now Nelner. Nelner, bottom of your screen. Good battle along the boards, finds its way to Olsen. Good poke check there by Kron, and that's going to be offside, as the Huskies had not been able to clear the zone. 11:03 to go here, first period in the O-Town Showdown. First game of 3 in pool play, and then after pool play has been decided, the 2 pools will merge for Sunday. Game times anywhere from 8 a.m. all the way up through late morning. This face-off won nominally by the Huskies. They get it here near the red line and send it across. Punched back down this time by the Spartacats, but they had not cleared the red line, and it'll be icing against the girls in blue. Spartacats wearing their road blues with white trim. Thanks for joining us on the channel. Do appreciate it. Excellent music here at the Four Seasons Center. Slightly premature in its cutoff, but new line out there now as Meller, Bauman, and Donahue are your forwards. Meller giving, that's Marcel, far side, giving chase. Comes to the near side, kept in by Zoe Scott. Scott tries to punch it. A great defense there that time by the Huskies. They try to chip it out on the near boards. Kept in briefly by Scott. Now it goes down deep, and Bauman and Miller will give chase. Huskies far side, they'll break out on that side. Miller intercepts, tries to center for Donahue. Miller sends it in towards goal, but it's deflected into the far corner. Battle far corner, here's an opportunity for Bauman. Bauman has it taken off of her stick. Now the Huskies will reverse the turn and come the other way. Scott at the near boards, tries to hold it in, gets out into neutral ice, but it's punched back in quickly. 9:51 to go here, first period. Scott slaps at it. That one gets away from her. Shaq, her defensive partner, will come over and cover that one. Gets it on her forehand, sends it down deep. Gets by everybody except a Husky player. Olsen on the ice quickly, tries to punch it across, gets it across the ice, but now tries to bring that up and is turned back into the other end. Kron will circle around her goal. She's got a head of steam. Good, excellent poke check that time by the Huskies. Opportunity in front of Jay War, and rally defense that time by Maren Olsen. And we have a stoppage of play. Not sure if we have a penalty or if we have a door open. We have a door open on the far side. Obviously, one of the girls derelict in their duty to close the door. And a brief stoppage of play while the referees make sure it's safe for all the little ones. 9:10 to go here, first period. Cats going from right to left. Neither team so far with anything really amounting to a real good scoring opportunity. This comes in for Olsen, hammers that one off the boards. Now she chips it up forward, looking for Nurka. Nurka's turned back the other way. Good forecheck that time by the Huskies. And they're able to hold it in at the point. This comes now for Olsen, who punches it out. Nelner's might have a step and might have an angle, depending on if she can get to it first. She touches it. Nice effort by Aurelia Nelner getting into the corner. Nelner still not giving up on that puck, chasing it all the way into the near corner. Comes to the point. I think that's, I thought it had come out. Referee disagrees with me, though, and keeps it in. Nelner tries to steer it in towards the slot. Spartacats changing behind the play, and Kron claims this one at neutral ice, sends it back in towards the Husky bench, and they'll complete the line change. Both teams changing in a freewheeling and fast-moving first period. Huskies near side. Miller tries to dig that one out, centers it, but it's taken by a number of Huskies there in the middle, and now they break. Miller with the back check. Shaq and Scott, your defenders. This one gets punched in and goes into the corner. Scott's going to have this one on her stick. Now her eyes come up. She's looking for an opportunity. Chips it forward. It does take a touch off of a Husky stick, so it's not icing. Miller's going to get to that, but she's beaten to the puck by a hard-working Husky in the near corner. And Huskies doing a nice job of limiting the number of shots or opportunities that the Spartacats do have when they are in the attacking zone. As I say that, here comes Miller. Miller with an opportunity. Miller misfires on that one a little bit. Pushed off the puck by good, strong defense, and the Huskies take it the other way. Bauman battling there. This one comes to the point. Kept in that time by Shaq. Shaq shoots from distance. Misses the goal. Opportunity for Miller. Miller tries to punch that in. Hits the side of the net. Spartacats with their first dose of extended zone time, and of course, as I say that, now the Huskies try to get it out, but Donahue keeps it in, sends it in towards the crease, but it's deflected that time by the Huskies. Now it reaches neutral ice. Huskies will attack the other way and change behind the play. Good attack there and Shaq's going to get a 2-minute or a 1-minute minor for interference, checking, holding, something. Doesn't really matter, but it's going to be a little too much use of the shoulders by Shaq, and as a result, the Huskies will go to the power play. We're with 6:43 to go in the first period. Shots officially 1-0 in favor of the Spartacats. Face off to the right of Ruth Jaywar. Taking a moment just to get the penalty up on the board. Now it's there, and we'll drop the puck on this Husky power play. Power play won by the Huskies, kept in at the point. Nicely done. Unfortunate for the Huskies, a little bit of a fan on that one. This one comes for, that was Bauman. Bauman punches that out. Nelner's going to give chase. Nelner down to the other end. Bauman tries to keep that out. This is sent back in by Scott. Check it, that's Kron. Kron and Olsen are your defenders. Nelner having a little trouble getting back up on her skates. Now she's up and battling. And here come the Huskies the other way. Kron rides that offensive player off, and now Olsen will circle behind her own cage. Tries to fire that one towards Nelner, but it's intercepted, took a deflection. Another opportunity here for the Huskies. They send it in towards Jaywar, but it's blocked by Olsen. Huskies far side, nice centering pass into the slot. Opportunity, and it slides through the crease, but just wide. Cats need to get this one out of the zone. Kron hammers that off the boards, but not quite hard enough as the Huskies are able to claim it. And here's another opportunity for the Huskies in front, but it doesn't quite come off. Nurka gets a touch to it. Now the Spartacats just need to get this out of the zone. Kron unable to clear, and now the Huskies keep it in. 5:21 to go. Spartacats need to get a good clearance, finish the line change. They've had some girls out there quite a while. Opportunity, down deep. And a big goal for the Huskies. I saw the puck out behind Jaywar. I thought maybe it had stayed out, but the referee with a better view than all of us says it went in. It goes in, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Huskies. Must have gone behind Jaywar and come out the other side. Good shot. And that's what happens when you're stuck in your own end just a little too long. Spartacats needed a clearance, couldn't get it, and the Huskies pounced. Sent back down by Donahue, by Scott, excuse me. Donahue, Miller, and Baker, your forwards. Miller, team's leading scorer, trying to get to that one. This one's broken up by the Husky defense, and they'll circle behind their own cage. Donahue with a forecheck. She keeps it in momentarily. Here's Miller. Miller tries to send it in towards the crease, and it hit the outside of the net. Kept going through the crease, but nobody in blue jersey able to get to it. Scott at the point tries to keep it in and does. Huskies behind the cage. Now they circle far side. Here's an opportunity in front. Good centering passes, opportunities. This comes for Shaq. Shaq shoots from distance. Shaq takes a deflection. Comes to the near side, and the Huskies will try to break. Can Scott hold the zone? She can't, and here go the Huskies. going the other direction. Good poke check that time by Shaq. Comes for Scott. Scott feeds forward, but it's a battle along the near boards. 4 minutes, 5 seconds to go here in a rapidly moving first half. Scott tries to get that out again. She does get it out. Good physical play there as the puck had come out of the zone. Baker driving at it there, and the Huskies just unable to clear the zone, so we'll have a neutral zone face-off. 3:57 to go here in a first period that has seen 3 shots on goal officially. 2 for the Huskies, 1 for the Spartacats. Olsen sends this one to the far side. Gets a backhand to it and pitchforks it down into the other end. Can the Cats get on the other end of it? Cats grouping up a little bit, but this comes for Olsen. Olsen tries to send it cross ice. Nice play there to Nurka. Nurka on the far side. Can she get control of it? She can't. Kron gets it, sends it back in. Here's an opportunity for Nollner. Nollner's going to win this race. She's going to get to it first. Sends it in towards goal. Good job by Aurelia Nollner, and an excellent save by the Owatonna Husky keeper. As one of the other Spartacats, I believe that was Marcel, was lurking just at the top of the crease. But there was traffic in front, and the keeper doing a nice job of keeping her concentration. Marcel, Bauman, and Nellner, your forwards. Olsen and Kron, your defenders. Battle for Nellner there in the corner. Everybody's falling down. Here come the Huskies. Olsen tries to keep it in, is unable to. Huskies try to go the other direction. Kron takes it away and steers it back with the backhand. This one comes for Olsen. Olsen chips it past one defender, tries to go again. Here comes Maren Olsen. Maren Olsen with an opportunity from the defense. Sends it in, shoots it just wide. Good individual initiative that time by Maren Olsen coming forward. And we have a frozen puck as I believe one of the Huskies had maybe fallen down and was covering the puck, and in an abundance of caution, referees will always blow the whistle in youth hockey to keep the kids safe. So with 2:43 to go, shots now even at 2. Marcel tries to win the face-off, tries to steer it back down. Check it, that's Bauman. 26 and 28 look a lot alike sometimes when they're grouped together. Opportunity here for Miller. Miller with Bauman next to her. Miller shoots for an opportunity. She just goes wide. Looked like she was going to go to the nearest post. She ended up going far post. Huskies try to get that out. Kept in that time by Donahue. This is Scott. She sends it down behind the Husky cage, and the Huskies will try to claim there. Miller unable to get on the other end of that one. Bauman's forecheck just misses, and here comes Shaq coming the other way. Nice job by Shaq, and it's offside as Shaq's poke check managed to dislodge the puck and the momentum of the Husky player just enough. Nice defensive play that time by Shaq. And a neutral zone faceoff just outside the Spartacat zone with 2:04 to go. Good even matchup between these two teams. Donahue, Miller, and Bauman, your forwards. Shaq and Scott, your defenders. And again, J. War in net. This one's going to get by a few folks, but the Huskies will claim it on the near side. Poked back in that time by the Huskies. Nice job there at the blue line, holding that one in. Here's Nellner. Nellner, unfortunately, just a little bit too big on the touch there, but she chips it out. And here's an opportunity for Eden Miller. Eden Miller, the team's top and leading scorer. Opportunity. She shoots. Good save that time. Good save that time by the Husky keeper to keep the Spartacats off the board. Miller had an opportunity. It was a good shot to the 5-hole, but the keeper quick to close the hole. And we remain off, that is, the Spartacats remain off the scoreboard. Olsen sends that one in, it goes wide. Here's Nurka, far side. She has it, sends it behind the net. Here's Nellner. Nellner tries to centering pass right through the crease. Nicely done through the slot. Opportunity for Kron. Kron steps up and fires it in. Can't claim that one. Here comes Baker. Baker sends that in, Nelner sends that in, but it's broken up that time by the Huskies. Huskies doing a nice job of interior defense. Oh, sorry about that. A little bad camera work there, folks. There's an opportunity for Nurka, and I think she's still being held up. There we go. Lauren shoots from distance. That one goes just wide. Olsen pitching there at the corner. Baker with it. Baker left side of your screen, now sends it down and around. The Huskies will try to go around their own cage, but waiting for them over there is Donahue. Huskies go to the middle. Going through the middle, going through center ice like there's nothing there. Nicely done by the Huskies. Cats need to get in front of them a little bit. And with that, with no seconds left on the clock, the buzzer sounds, and we will head to the, wow. Apparently it's really the end of the period. We're not kidding around here when we end periods at Steele County Fairgrounds. The Dudley Auto Rink making no bones about the fact that the first period has ended, and it's a 1-0 score on behalf of the Owatonna Huskies. Remains to be seen if that's user error or whether that's electronic. Well, I guess we'll find out at the end of the second period.
She couldn't get the first penalty in the finals.
Oh.
It could be a little bit of both.
Well, it's a learning process. It always is.
And this one's completely opposite from the other one.
Is it?
They're not the same.
The consoles?
Oh, so Jason was that. Wow. So you get that.
All right, 12 minutes on the clock. Second period action here from Owatonna. The teams have switched ends. So Spartacats going from left to right, and immediately Marcel unlucky that time. She's over the blue line before the Spartacats could clear. So Marcel, Miller, and Donahue, your forwards. Shack and Scott, your defenders. Again, Jay War in net. Score is 1-0 in favor of the Huskies. And referees hoping that the Spartacats could get that out before the puck had entered the offensive zone, but unable to do so. And so we will have yet another stoppage for offsides. 11:45 to go in a just started second period. Score is 1-0 in favor of the Huskies. Shots officially 3-2 in favor of the Spartacats. Puck finds Miller on the near side. She's battling there. Good job by Eden Miller coming around a couple of defenders. Tries to send that in. Can be kept in by Donahue. It is. She sends it in towards goal. But again, Huskies with great defense in front of their goalie, breaking up a lot of shots before they even get to the goalie. That gets out. Cats do get a clearance. Shack trying to go D to D, but it doesn't quite come off. Now Scott finds it. Scott under check there, or under pressure there. He gets it to Marcel. Marcel tries to bring it in over the line, but Marcel's still over the line. She needs to clear the zone, and offside against the Spartacats. So Bauman, Nurka, and Nelner are your forwards. Kron and Olsen your defenders. Nurka there tries to keep that one in. Can't. Kron steps up, sends it forward, looking for her teammates. Good battle there for Bauman in the middle. She tries to chip it past a couple of defenders, but can't. Collision there, bottom of your screen. Everybody gets up all right. Nobody's tangled up. Bauman sends it in again. Nelner tries to get it over the blue line. It does. But the Huskies control. Now they circle back to their forehand, bring it to the near side. It's intercepted there by Bauman, right side of your screen. This comes from Nurka. Nurka sends it in towards the crease, but again, taken that time quickly by the Huskies, and now they try to break it out on the far side. This one comes to Kron in the middle. Kron reverses over to Nurka. And everyone says we're going to keep playing. Nelner's going to give chase to this one down in the corner. She's going to get to it first. Nicely done, but all three forwards all grouped up. Somebody needs to cover the middle. Nelner now floats to the middle as Nurka and Bauman battle there. Kron has it there. She walks it in. She shoots from distance. And it's broken up that time by one of three sticks held by Huskies. Again, good job by the Huskies. And good defense that time by the Spartacats as they were a little bit beaten. Cats need to get some open ice here. Huskies doing a great job of having internal defense. That one gets cleared to the side. Nicely done. Can Neller get a touch to this? Opportunity for Meller as Meller was crashing there. That could have been trouble for the Huskies, and that's going to be, well, that should be offside. And the referee says, do I really want to blow that whistle? Because the girls in blue have it. And he says, yeah, I better. So we have a neutral zone faceoff, 9:24 to go here. Second period, score 1-0 in favor of the Huskies. Miller, Baker, and Donahue, your forwards. Shack and Scott now out on defense. That one comes to the middle and sent over into the corner by Shack and Scott. This comes, unlucky there, but it might have worked out for the Spartacats, as it might have gone for icing. Instead, Miller's going to have an opportunity to hit the Jets and go into the attacking zone. Can she hold on to it is the question. Lots of company there in white jerseys, and Eden Miller is dispossessed. Here come the the Huskies going the other way. Good job by the Huskies holding that in for just a moment. It looked like the chance had gone begging. Here's a backhand opportunity and a good clearance by Zoe Scott. It was a good shot. There was a rebound, but Scott, alert to the danger, sent it back out of the crease. And we stay with the 1-goal deficit. Shack backhands that one up off the boards. Now she tries to go down the other direction. Shack's gonna have another chance at this. Send it forward, Baker. Bottom of your screen. Battle there between Baker and a number of Huskies. Now the Huskies get control and go cross ice. Nicely done. Scott quickly stepping up, tries to poke that back in, but it doesn't quite come off. Here's Donahue as Meller leaves her feet. And offside as Nurka had come off the bench in the blue paint, on the other side of the blue paint. And with 8:02 to go, shots now 4-3 in favor of the Huskies. Nurka, Marcel, and Nelner are your forwards. Kron, Olsen, your defenders. Olsen hammers that one to the far side. Sorry about that. This one comes right side of your screen. Played there by the Huskies. They'll circle behind their cage. Forecheck by Nelner. Tries to ride the puck carrier into the boards. Marcel dispossessed. Kron with a poke check there. But now the Spartacats have got to get back. Spartacats with an opportunity. Break that one up as the Huskies had a good scoring opportunity. This goes the other direction. Here comes, that was Bauman. Nelner hunting for a goal, looking for an opportunity. That one finds its way to a Husky stick, and now the Huskies will attack going the other way. Husky player lost her footing. Husky player just lost her footing, and there's very strange. I'm not sure exactly what. That was a little bit of a head scratcher, folks, but referees have a better view than I do, but I didn't see it. I saw a Husky player go down. I didn't see anybody's dick anywhere nearby. And I think the Spartacat coaching staff is equally confused, but in any event, it's a power play to the Huskies. Here with 7:11 to go here in the second period. Puck drops on the far side to the left of Jay Ward. Meller, Scott, Shack, and Bauman are your penalty killers. This one comes towards the crease. Opportunity here for the Huskies. Somebody in blue needs to get on the other end of it, and this is Shack trying to battle there. It's in the middle. Now it comes to the near side. This is Scott with it. Scott, left side of your screen. This one gets sent back in towards Jay War, and Miller will have it there. Miller sends it out towards the point, kept in smartly that time by the Huskies. Huskies now walking to the middle, trying to get a shot. That one slides wide with J-War. Now Scott with it. Scott will have another opportunity here, far side. She hammers that one towards the point. It gets out, nicely done. And Eden Miller with an opportunity. She can keep her feet, but unlucky that time. Here comes Bauman. Bauman's gonna have a chance at this. Bauman shoots, good save by the keeper. It goes just wide. Bauman didn't have much time, but the keeper with a nice job of taking away the angle. And the Spartacats back at full strength, 6:01 to go here. Miller battling far side. Huskies with that one, skated through the middle. Always kind of a dangerous thing to do, but they make it work. Good poke that time by Scott. And it stayed briefly in the Husky end. Cross ice pass that time by the Huskies, going the other direction. Huskies down this near side. Shack with the defense. This puck finds its way towards Bauman. Bauman's got to hit the Jets. She's got Miller to the middle. Can Bauman slide this to the middle? She almost does. Great defense that time by the Huskies. Miller gets a bit of a rebound, but with 5:20 to go, shots now 4-4 apiece. Cron holds it in at the point. Bauman sweeps that down into the corner, and the Huskies will claim. Caps will go for a change. Nurka with it in the corner. Now it comes for Olsen. Olsen looks to try to send that towards the crease. Huskies claim far side. Nelner's going to steer that back down deep. Far corner. Huskies reverse their turn. Here, a big step up by Olsen. Olsen sends that in towards goal. It's broken up there by an opportunity, and Nelner with an opportunity sends it in towards goal. And a whistle by the referees as the keeper had some help from her defender. And 4:43 to go. We have an offensive zone faceoff for the Spartacats to the left of the Owatonna Husky keeper. Owatonna Husky, it still sounds weird. I grew up when they were the Indians. They changed their mascot back, I think, in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. High school used to have a beautiful mural of the Owatonna Indian in one of the big stairwells, I remember. I'm sure that's been painted over, unfortunate, but history is history. Cron circles neutral ice, comes to neutral ice, switches to Nurka. Nurka taps it, and we have offside. We have offside against the Spartacats. So the Cats have got to get out of the zone when the puck reaches neutral ice, and they just couldn't quite do it that time. And this faceoff will come all the way over to the left side of the ice. So Nurka, Nelner, and Baker, your forwards. There's an opportunity for Nelner. She has it on her stick momentarily. She's dispossessed. Good battle there by Nurka. Nurka pushes that one in now. Here's an opportunity for Shack. Shack tries to feed that threading a needle, but that time it ends up being taken away by the Huskies. Nelner back up to her feet on her pins, and here's an opportunity for the Cats if they can keep it in. Here's Scott. Holds it in at the point. Her shot / pass is blocked, knocked down. Miller skating there hard. Here's an opportunity for Shack. Shack doing a good job of turning that play going the other way. Miller aggressively pushing up. Here comes Donahue. Donahue is going to try to get that in. She does get it in, far side. And now it comes back out again. Cats have got to clear. Shack has control of it, brings it over the blue line. Shoots. We are still offside. Holy cow. The learning curve with U10 girls is sometimes a little steep, and sometimes you just get lost in the moment. Offside against the Spartacats with 3:30 to go here in the second period. Shots 5-4 officially in favor of the Spartacats, but the only number that really matters, 1-0 in favor of the Huskies. Donahue, Marcel, and Miller, your forwards. Olsen quickly stepping up, sends that in towards the Owatonna net. Husky keeper pushed that aside, and now the defense tries to break out on the far side. Good, solid work at the point, that time by Olsen. Can the Cats get it down deep? They're not going to be able to get it down deep. Cron has it on her stick. She comes to the near side, sends it back in. Good job by the Cats that time getting out. Miller with an opportunity. She's got a little bit of ice, but it's taken away smartly that time by the Huskies. Huskies circle around far side. Taken away momentarily by the Cats. This is going to be left for Donahue. Donahue's going to get there first. The Huskies will. Donahue with a forecheck. And they come to the near corner. 2:40 to go. Second period. This one sent towards the crease, but intercepted. Again, Owatonna defense doing such a great job of breaking up centering passes heading in towards the crease. Olsen with the defense there. Opportunity. Here's Cron. Cron goes the other way. And Cron went the other way. Lucky that time that the puck ended up going the other way. Cron tries to send that behind the net. This one comes from Miller. Can Miller get on the other end of this one? Marcel evaded there, and here comes, this is Olsen. Olsen, aggressive play there, lays off for Cron. Cron sends that out. It finds neutral ice. And here comes Marcel. Marcel sends that in over the end line. No icing as she had reached the red line. Cats changing behind the play. Bauman steers that one down deep. Battle on the near boards that time. Here come the Cats, all three forwards down deep. Somebody needs to get higher. There's good job by Bauman. Now she can attack the other side. Scott's going to try to pinch in there. She's not able to, but this is going to go. Is it going to make it for icing or not? I think it is. And it will, as Shack unable to get on the other end of that one. And with 1:21 to go here, second period, score 1-0. The Spartacats will have an offensive zone faceoff to the right of the Husky keeper. Bauman, Nurka, and Nelner, your forwards. Scott and Shack are your defenders. Face-off win smartly done by the Huskies. Comes to Scott at the point. She's unable to keep it. Well, she keeps it in momentarily. Good battle at the point. Scott still guarding the point. Big battle right near the blue line. Bauman comes out with it. This finds Marcel. Marcel unable to quite get on the other end of that one. Comes to the near boards. And everybody falls down. Shack with it. Shack backhand pass intercepted. Follows her pass though smartly. Heads for Scott. Scott sends that for Nelner. Nelner is going to be second to that puck as the Huskies slap it the other way. You get a sense that somebody in blue just needs to put the team on their back a little bit here. Though that clearing attempt, I thought that maybe had stayed in. Unlucky that time for the Huskies as they did a great job at the blue line trying to keep that in. But the referee says it came out of the offensive zone, and so it'll be offside against the Huskies with 30 seconds to go here in the second period. It is pool play, so I imagine, I haven't looked at the rules. I forgot to look at the rules, but I imagine we can end in a tie. This one goes to the far side. This is battled by Donahue. Donahue, Meller, Baker, your forwards. Cron and Olsen, your forwards. This one gets pitched down into the end. It's kept out by that time by the opportunity for Miller. Miller on her backhand. Ran out of space, sends it in, but it hits back netting. And here come the Huskies going the other way. Miller with a good back check that time. And that will do it. The second period comes to an end. Shots 5-4 in favor of the Spartacats. But the score on the scoreboard says 1-0 in favor of the Huskies. We'll be back with third period action right after this. Teams back on the right side. Third period action coming to you from the Dudley Auto Rink here in beautiful Owatonna, Minnesota. It's the first game of pool play in the O-Town Showdown between your u10b1 blue Spartacats and the Huskies of Owatonna. Spartacats need to be a little bit quicker. Maybe that second intermission talk with the coach will get them going. They haven't been particularly dangerous in this game. Here's an opportunity for Miller with a good battle. Donahue's going to try to get on the end of it. Steers it back down the other way. Huskies will try to break out that way. Good forecheck by Miller. Here comes Baker. Baker can't control. This comes for Cron. Cron's going to hold it in at the point. She held it in momentarily, but Huskies now punch it out, and Olsen will give chase. Around behind her own cage, behind J-War. Tries to chip it by one of the Huskies. Huskies doing a good job of holding that in. Now there's a battle at the point. You get a sense that this game might have a couple of breakaways and maybe a couple of goals still left in it. Question is, which team's going to get those opportunities? And right now, the Huskies are a good bet. Here's shot from the Huskies. Good save by J-War. Cron tries to sweep at it, can't clear it. Here's Donahue near side. Donahue feeds at the point. There, it's intercepted. Olsen steps up. Cron battles there. Cats just need to get it out of their own zone. They're just way too, good quick shot there by the Huskies. Good save by J-War. Cats just too casual with the puck. Need to put more on it. Here's Baker, sends it up towards the point. Again, to the point. Miller battling there. Cats still can't get it out of their own end. Baker tries to get it out, and she does. Now this is going to go for icing if it makes it over the end line and doesn't hit the goalie, and it does. So icing with 10 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Cats just not moving their feet where they need to move them at this moment. New set of forwards, new set of defenders on the ice. So Shack and Scott at defense with Nelner. Oh, here's a quick shot. Opportunity, and it dribbles in. It was a quick shot, and it dribbles in. Just got past J-War, and the Huskies strike again for a 2-0 lead. So Marcel, Nurka, and Nelner, your forwards. Scott and Shack, your defenders. And now the Cats, with 10:08 to go, find themselves on the wrong end of a 2-goal deficit. Good pass that time by Scott, looking for Nelner. Nelner's going to hit the Jets and go by. Opportunity here for Nelner. She's going to circle the net. Look for the crease. Opportunity as Bauman unable to get her stick on that one. Battle there in the middle. Nelner again, aggressive. Trying to grab that one. Sends it back down. Huskies control. Scott tries to keep it in, and this one finds neutral ice. Shack went the other direction. Here come the Huskies down the other way. Here's a shot to the near side. And J-War with a comfortable save there, guarding the near post with 9:30 to go. Cats need somebody to step up and make a play. Create a scoring opportunity. Face-off won by the Huskies. Comes for Miller, kept in momentarily by the Huskies at the blue line. What's going to happen here? Here's Cron. Cron sends that forward. Here's an opportunity. If this dies before it gets to the end, Miller's going to get a hold of it. Miller's going to get it. She does get it. Opportunity in the crease. Miller tries to fire towards the crease, hits the back of the net. Now it comes to the crease. An opportunity for Donahue, and it goes wide. This one comes straight across through the crease. Here's an opportunity for Cron. Cron steps up and sends it in towards goal. It's blocked that time by the Husky defense. Good shift by the Spartacats, creating a few opportunities in the offensive zone. Bauman battling there. Donahue tries to keep it in. This one comes out the other way, and now it reaches neutral ice. Cats clear. Olsen brings it in. Bauman unable to keep it in momentarily for the Cats, but this one comes for Donahue. Donahue dispossessed. Goes the other direction. Olsen back for that one. Now it rotates to the far side. 8:17 to go. Cron with an opportunity. Good close down defense that time by the Huskies. Cron hasn't given up on it. And the Cats fling that one down deep. That's going to go for icing. And Cats not connecting on passes right now. And with 8:03 to go, it is 2-0 in favor of the Huskies. Shots 8-5, now in favor of the Huskies. That gives you a sense of the offensive productivity here in the third period. It's 3-0 here in the third period. Face-off win nominally by that time by, I guess, the Spartacats. Comes for Scott. Scott tries to get it out, but it's kept in at the point. Left side of your screen. Get a sense the Cats maybe just need to skate it out a little bit, because the Huskies are jumping these passing lanes very, very well. That one slapped. This one comes for Scott. She'll circle Jay Ward's cage. Scott tries to go near side for Nelner. That one's it's gonna be kept in. Wow, kept in by the Huskies. Nicely done. Now it finds neutral ice. Nelner manages to push that one out, and she'll give chase. Left side of your screen. Huskies circle back in their own end. Nurka tries to keep that in, and I think that's gonna be out, as Shaq was unable to keep that one in. So a neutral zone face-off, 7:05 to go here in the third period. Marcel, Miller, and Donahue, your forwards. Miller, far side, backhands that one down into the far corner. Huskies with it behind the cage, trying to get control of it. Donahue with it. She sends it across. Opportunity there in the crease. And it's cleared smartly by the Huskies. Good defensive play that time by Miller. Tries to hold it down in the Husky end, but it gets towards the blue line. Miller again sends that towards the net. Opportunity is Miller again has an opportunity and sends it a little bit wide. Donahue sends that one towards the net. This falls for Miller. Miller tries to steer it on. Doesn't come off. Here's Marcel, far side. Battle for Donahue. Now Marcel with it. Marcel's going to try to center. Good step by Donahue that time, but here come the Huskies. Huskies far side. It's a 3-on-1. Scott's the only one back. That shot high, whipped high and up and over the bar, but not by much. Good shot by the Huskies. First time we've seen that, I think, in this game, and that's definitely something to keep an eye on if you're a Spartacat defender or goalie. Cats need to get some open ice, need to do something to try to get this puck into the offensive zone. This is Olsen with 5:35 to go. Olsen goes cross ice, looking for Cron, but it's intercepted. Olsen gets it back. Nicely done that time by Maren Olsen. Cron sends that for Nolner. Here's an opportunity for Nolner. She's going to have an opportunity. She comes in and shoots. It goes up and over the cage. Nolner looks for the rebound as it flipped over. Sends it in towards the crease. Cats need to get on the other end of it. They do momentarily. Olsen keeps it in. This comes from Bauman. Bauman towards the crease. She loses an edge. This comes for Cron. Cron's going to shoot from distance. It's a bouncing puck, and it gets wide behind everybody. Opportunity for the Cats still hasn't gone begging. And now the Huskies try to get out. Olsen keeps it in. Nurka far side. Nurka sends it in towards the crease. Nolner, it's still loose. Cats have got to crash for these rebounds. Nolner near side, pushing, trying to get that puck and keep it in. Olsen has it. Olsen tries to bring it to the middle. Cron slaps at it, sends it to the far corner. Nurka there with a forecheck, tries to keep it in. This one finds its way out to the Huskies. And Nelner and Cron able to keep it in momentarily. Now Cron loses that one, sends it back out, but the Cats do clear. 4 minutes to go here in the third period, 4 minutes, 5 seconds to be precise. And an offside call against the Spartacats, 2-0 in favor of the Huskies. Shots are officially 8-6. Donahue, Miller, and Baker, your forwards. This puck comes towards the middle. Scott and Shack, your defenders. Here comes Zoe Scott coming the other way. Cats keep it in. Nicely done. Rotates to the near side. Scott hustles over to this side to keep it in. She does momentarily. Scott again tries to keep it in. Donahue's there as well. Miller will give chase behind the cage. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in this third period. Score 2-0. Cats looking for a goal, and here's an opportunity for the Huskies. Good step that time by Mara and Olsen. Great defense, stepping up quickly. Here's Miller. Miller centers that puck, opportunity in towards Olsen, and Olsen sends it in. And the Husky keeper squeezes those pads for an excellent save with 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go here in the third period. Cats need to get shots to the net. They win the faceoff initially. Milner and Marcel battling there. Olsen tries to pinch in. The Spartacat net is open. Shack slaps that across the boards. Somebody in blue needs to get on the control of the puck. That one comes in towards the net. Empty net here for the Spartacats as they try to push to get a goal here. Cats are way too bunched up. That's shot from, it's saved that time by Scott. Scott finds Nelner. Nelner chips it, can't get it out of the zone. Bauman looks to try to get it out of the zone. All the Spartacats standing around in a big group. Now it's sent out by Nelner, and that goes to the other end. I don't think that's going to go for icing. I think it's going to die. Yeah, it's going to die for icing. So the Cats get it in the other end. Nelner battling there. Cats standing out near the blue line. Here's an opportunity for the Cats. They slide that down behind the goal. 2 minutes to go here. This is Olsen. Olsen sends that in towards the crease. Hits the side of the net. Olsen will do it again. Good defense that time by the Huskies. This one pops up a little higher in the air. Now there's a battle at the top of the crease. And with 1:48 to go here in the third period, Cats with an empty net. And I think we have a timeout. We do. We have a timeout for the Cats. So with 1:48 to go, we'll have a 1 minute timeout. These Spartacats will play tomorrow morning at 8:15 against Northern Tier, 8:15 a.m. Set your alarms early. And they also have a game tomorrow afternoon. I believe that's 2 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. I'll look on the trusty schedule. 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock against West St. Paul. So Northern Tier at 8:15, West St. Paul at 3 o'clock. A minute 48 here. The Cats have an opportunity, big learning opportunity here for the Spartacats to try to get a goal to at least make this a one-goal game. Pool play is always a tricky thing, and even one goal here, even losing 2-1 would still be better than losing 2-0. I had missed that Jay War had been pulled, so apologies for that. We will have an offensive zone face-off here for the Spartacats. Let me see if we can give you who's on the ice. It's Miller, Donahue, Scott, Olsen, Cron, and Baker. Baker will center this one. Multiple girls into the middle. That one gets pushed to the outside. This comes for Scott. Scott lost it, had it for Baker. Opportunity here for Miller. Miller's going to try to squeeze a shot off. Can't. Huskies go in the other direction. Here's an opportunity. Somebody in blue is going to have to get onto it. This is Lauren Cron. Lauren's going to circle behind her net. She needs to hit the Jets. She'll try to feed a pass up the near far side. This comes for, well, I thought it was going to come from Miller. Now it comes from Miller, but Cats are just too close to each other. And that's a penalty. And with 1:13 to go, now it's going to be 6-on-4 for basically the remainder of the game, as the Huskies are going to get called for tripping. 1:12 to go. Shots 8-7 still in favor of the Huskies. Milner, Shack, Scott, Cron. Can't tell who the other forward is, but this one's won by Nelner in the corner. Taken away by the Huskies. Huskies bringing it back the other way. Scott's going to try to keep this in. She can, but she tries to poke check it there. Opportunity here for Miller. Miller with an opportunity. She's got a step. She's coming to the middle. Opportunity. Miller in the middle. Shoots. Miller with an opportunity. Another shot. Good save that time by the Husky keeper. This one's a centering pass. That's broken up by the Huskies. Milner gives chase on the forecheck. Comes to the near side. This is Shack. Shack fires from distance again. Hits a body. Miller with an opportunity. Less than 40 seconds to go. This one finds the crease. Where is it? It's a goal! Referee didn't signal right away. Cats are celebrating. Oh, Cats are celebrating as if it's a goal, but referees say no. I think the referee owes. The referee will owe the Spartacat bench a little bit of an explanation as to what happened. I didn't hear a whistle. But we'll have to. The Cats all thought it was over the line, but the referees obviously did not disagree, and they're the ones that are in charge of the game. So 32.71 seconds. We actually get hundredths of a second here at the rink. So an opportunity here for the Spartacats. See if they can get one here. Battle there on the far circle. That's Shack and Bauman battling there. This comes for Cron at the point. Cron sends it in. Takes a wicked hop. Opportunity for Miller. Miller sends that in. Again, they're just trying to get it into the crease. Somebody needs to be in the crease for the Spartacats. Bauman and Shack battling there. This comes from Milner. Here comes Miller. Miller feeds the middle. Opportunity. And opportunity will go begging for the Spartacats as they will fall to the Huskies by a score of 2-0. Shots finally in favor of the Spartacats 9-8, but the goals 2-0 in favor of the Huskies. Good job by the Huskies defensively to keep the Spartacats off balance. Spartacats unlucky that time. Perhaps maybe deserved a goal, but in any event, Huskies doing a nice job of preventing the Spartacats from getting in the net. Teams will shake hands, and we will turn off the live stream here momentarily. Just a reminder, again, 8:15 tomorrow morning and 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And now that I know the Wi-Fi code, I won't have to use my own personal hotspot, which is just ducky for me. So, thanks for joining us here in the live stream, and so long from the Owatonna, from Owatonna and the Steele County Fairgrounds. Thanks for joining us, everybody.